again, guys. We are in our first episode in RIPE, which means Lebabo. We call it Wellness with Lebabo. So now you understand what the Lebabo means RIPE. So today we will be talking to our guest here, Letsoalo. He's one of my students. I've trained him a long time ago when we first started this. But today he will be telling us about where he comes from with all of this and how it did happen and all that. So the whole focus will be on Mr. Letsoalo. Mr. Letsoalo, welcome to RIPE. Please tell us, where did it all start?
I'll say good day to our viewers. Thanks for inviting me, my brother. So, do you have strictly language or do we?
No, you talk the way you want to. Soto, Rabua, Kuluma, everything works here.
Alright, okay. We talk about Klaas Letsoalo, aka Klaas. Well, big show. It's my title name. Charlie.
That's for Gordon.
Most is Gordon and Clive. Gordon and Clive are the ones you see Bob Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm born in Deep Blue, Zone 4, Soweto. And then I attended my Skelabo High School of guitars. Yeah, so yeah. Look, I remember one day, well, I was a big boy for all these years. One of my friends working Leafy, that's America, have asked us to come or now I'll tell you where it's a aerobic singer was on 5.
Yeah.
And then let's go watching. Jimmy. Anyway, you follow the whole familiar time on box.
Yeah.
And I would see people exercising better. But anyway, we went to Tabisi there and I fell with it, love with that aerobics because my emotions, they were connected to it. I told you where you know, and I didn't like that environment because we almost were fighting all the time.
Yeah.
So there was nothing. Music is playing, and yeah, I fall in love with aerobics back in the days.
Okay.
And that time, yeah, I was a frog jump for almost 1 hour. How to only as a function. And then they will take pain equals to Uchimi.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're just enjoying ourselves back in the days of lack of knowledge. And then fast forward, but Soweto Sports Council, and then in the source program, and then I wanted to attend Masakana Games, and from Masakana Games still that's where now we started to meet Bokoni, or Vista University, Brasti. Now we started to expose and then Reebok Alliance for me, and then I saw you go cartoon launcher steps and all those things. Remember, you know, Usuma Sobuga, back in those times,
way back,
you know, Tibana, you know. So that's our exposure to car industry, and then we went to Soweto, University of Soweto. Kimbo and we met Bokoni at that time. Well, people were going right, they were going left. I was a person from Japan.
So today the Congo in this
that's not Congo. Now Jimmy, he have and run on the spot for the whole 2 hours. And that one more that's Jimmy, you know, it's Jimmy. And unfortunately, when you're growing up, you realize that a person is meant to move. So running on the spot was not an option. But even they're still doing it. And they're still regarding the Jimmy. So from then, we spoke to Gordon, I think, after class, if I'm not mistaken. And then we were saying, I'm really developing sports aerobics that we like to introduce. because that time we were coming back from World Championship, and then it was a launch. So, and then yeah, from Mo I was exposed to it. Hey, it's a long story. And then we formed Kateso.
Kateso, yeah.
And then from Kateso it was Kateso, so we went to Tembisa. We built Kateso from the scratch, and then we pushed for almost 4 years.
4 years.
4 years to 5 years.
Yeah. 4 years, yeah.
And then the last time we came to the championship, but anyway, let's over from there, we interacted with a lot of people. Because Nazareth, normally it was Sasa as Fisa.
Tell us more about Kanakwe Kateso. Ahuluka Kateso, because after Kateso, still remember there was a guy called Petri Bani.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, how can you come on that connection?
Well, okay, basically, Nakuna Salego Kateso Chibago Kahisu. There's a guy called Patrick Ribane, Arana, a marketing company, and then that was the contract with Energy. And then he was doing
workshops. Yeah, therefore they used to call it Snack.
Snack. Well, Snacker was another sponsor.
Yeah.
But everyone pushed it up, it was Energy project.
Yeah.
Because they did the road show. And then Kion actually created a lot of us from Kateso interacting with other people that we never knew before.
Yeah.
They were there, but we never.
How did Kateso get involved with promotions?
With my understanding that time, it was basically it was a development key at that point, where it was a source where we would get more kids to be developed into sports aerobics academy that side, and they were showing more what for support. I mean, if you can handle it was basically on support. Even though I never saw that support. For now,
because we needed to do the awareness.
It was a support. Because if it was a support in a sense of having tournament, we'll have all tracks, transport, you know what our parents were doing that time, which is now but we thought at that time, Cabo Energy, Snack, sponsors are paid to make a difference. Unfortunately, I didn't.
But how were you coping in terms of your uniform, your music and all that, and registrations?
It was hard because it has to come to our own pocket. Remember, some of the kids, the parents wouldn't afford, it has to come from you. So, hence, today someone like, oh, Sheva, hey, this guy was on 12 is still stuck. But for me, your salary, we knew your salary was not your own, your family salary. It was community salary. So expectation from other people to see someone only qualities, and for me, it's not. I keep only in other because I've not just sponsor to catch up that salary. I've learned most of that things from you. Even today, people can say, how many kids have you developed? We never get sent from anybody. You're using your own capital. So in that case, no one can expect or this thing should grow quicker and faster without support. Support was there, but it was not there in the sense of benefiting the owner. It was new to us. And then for us to create sort of like a community, the fitness fraternity or the kids that could be growing up, that being active in the dance environment, because sports aerobics is more dancing and using music and timing. You know, it was a nice thing, which was not there. So now
we're looking at least making sure it is a sport that is actually popular also more place.
There was none. Then the rates were no matter for 2 hours in one sport. So then they decide. If
am I right if I could say that we're trying to make sure we can differentiate between a social aerobics and sports.
Actually, at that point, I think misunderstanding it happened from most of the time. people thought the sports side is the same side of socially, just doing socially, and then we're not in the same level. That's why it's like people never want to be better. And I know we're in a sport specific at that present moment. And they were just general. So they were expecting we generally on the sport specific, we should be in the same level. Unfortunately, things were differently than the way never put you at it was a different story.
One more question before what is the difference between just doing a social aerobics and sports aerobics?
Well, at that time, remember, sports means competition, means competitive, means the schools will have a rule book. Because sport, if you are saying you're in sport, there should be rules. So at that time,
it is regulated.
It's regulated. Manual.
And when you come to the social aerobics,
manual, it's just thing that's like one pala it's one PSL. Because for PSL, for an expectation, you can't get anyone who doesn't know much about this component. More than you study opponent, we train because I understand and for me to beat that person means I have to work 5 times the amount. Unlike I'm just going to a facility, coaching and aerobics. And in that case, you don't need all those things. But sports means rules. There should be a rule. Anybody who competes, I mean, well, if I can bring that example, I'm trauma time every day, and I compete. For me, I can understand because Umata 10 Ks ka 1 hour. Ka usani watu mataka ka 45 minutes. Ukompita loe you always compete. You know,
and it's always recorded.
Yeah, and I record every day. And then after time I'm running just for fun. But at the same time, they don't compete.
What I've realized also, they're always pushing to get a better award and ranking. Because if you know a starter in a certain category, if you match the sharp, or move that to a category or is closer. Because with running, I carry the fast runners, maybe, for instance, Battle A, and then one of the B, one of the C. So, by categorizing, you are based on how fast they are, so that basketball so you always push your time so that you can be in those categories, which makes your chances of finishing your time easier.
Now, exactly that. Onaga sports aerobics were competitive. So our mindset, even whatever we were doing, we're in a competitive mood. And discussing with people who are not in a competitive mood, then it creates a boundary. Unfortunately, they never understood. We are setting our mind for competition. You know, so that's where the difference is.
Now I see we now understand in terms of the sports, but you see what is still lacking. I think in terms of the social aerobics, first we need to understand why. Why is social aerobics why?
Okay. Hey. Maybe for 9 maybe easier.
No, of course,
socially, we wanted to take recreation to become competitive. And which is recreation. That is a leisure time because when we break it down, Omotar is a leisure time, Omotar is recreation. But recreation at that present moment, it was to keep people active and be fit. A healthy mindset in every time we do.
Which it has a lot of benefits.
It benefits, generally benefits. So, because of the benefits of it, they are so much more than just sitting. You know? So, needs were fell on that basis, but now, environmental recreation, and then we're moving, we're in between competitive and recreation at the same time. Mindset it was bouncing in both areas. Our need sponsor in both areas, but eventually we were competitive most of the time. When I was mostly, I was more competitive. Yeah. It was not focusing on recreation. you know. So, and most of the things that we're doing competitive, we are not using it mostly on the recreation. Because the training you're doing is actually different. I won't ask Mbembola it's a free fall, and then what I would want to achieve. If get a little for me, it's pointless to make those heads not knowing what is the benefit of it. You see,
Mara, maybe don't you think, or maybe some of these people have these things in order, comedy, sports aerobics, obviously dynamics will start thing. Would want to say they apply social aerobics. Maybe they don't understand the aims of the two.
Yeah, I think content. I want to watch on the social side, which is that recreating. But description maybe a classic high, but it's a high low, which is for me, we can't be high and low, but we've been using that word for so many years, high and low. Instead giving it low and high. So much. I thought we got impact. So now, at that time, everybody more than if one can get that creativity, high low, I say, I can CrossFit content. So we're lacking content to put pure the names that they're not on it's a discipline, really pure. People
so what you are meaning is if moto I the description in class,
yeah.
Hit.
Yeah.
Can they follow the rules that hit?
Exactly.
It's a strength and power. Yeah. It's anaerobic.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
When I know it's a boxing,
but the description it doesn't say that. Okay, no.
And accountability, because I mean that's what you see on a daily basis. I mean they will say why not? There's no rules. So yes, there's no rules, but unfortunately it creates a confusion because of
all right.
Time. A lot was happening because we introduced in terms of the road show.
Yeah.
And the road show now started exposing a lot of social aerobics a lot. And which is where I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like a go competitive mole,
who was doing that? Me.
I remember you get now, like I don't want this industry anymore. But they don't know you know. Somebody who wants to take the best out of you, they will just do everything to make it. And the hotel you know, and I remember then the Rosho said that I started to be attached to the Rosho. And that time I was in Metri.
Yeah.
And then Gatoma, a social club, Lucas.
Yeah.
And the aerobics. You remember the guy,
yes.
A former studio,
yeah.
And then we started running the studio.
Yeah.
And then, because now we're in charge in terms of running the studio, and then we are instructing, it gives us now responsibilities. And then, because of now the sports side, came the party and qualification, you are lighting us now. No, we need to go, no, you need to be qualified, you know. But that time, you know, Pet, I introduced her to both fees. Yeah, I can't only this man's fancy fees. No, something. Yeah. Then
you worked for a moment, man?
Yeah, I think now he's in the NC.
Yeah.
Because the last time came to another position. So that's where now we've moved a lot from sports aerobics to social aerobics. But in another bracket, because we've been introduced to Sean Roberts in Randburg. And then it was a White Academy. So where we've been introduced, there was sports aerobics, but at the same time, there was social, it was an institution to qualify instructors. So on Gordon's side, there was no qualification. So the difference, it was there already. Yes, we'll be coming along with you, but you couldn't give us now a piece of paper.
Exactly.
Then people now we started to hormone behind the scene. No. there's another word.
Yeah.
And maybe no flu or you know, because people not understanding or a picture.
Yeah.
But then another external forces, everyone some ritual you can still make a living out of this. So what I see them on the gyms that day, I was getting paid. And Gisa Manaba school, Papaktown girls got to school.
Yeah.
And I was in my matric.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was going to do little cost aerobics.
Yeah.
So one must die.
Yeah.
Which is my school died.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason why, because the kids are new, kids are chilling. Why would aerobics think about them? Come with some Papaktown girls would go, you know, it's ironic because the kids are one go to school, little again go school. So, distraction, that distraction. I went, got okay. For the course, Renee institution at that time. Sean was an employee. It was a Renee at that time. And then I was excluded in some point. And excluded in the sense of I was not given enough information on what was happening. Because Facebook felt I was too close to you. You know, and then when I was too close to you, I was suffering because of you.
Was I a threat to you?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And then the boys, they were now saying sideline class because of he's close to you.
Yeah.
So in most of the cases where this industry is taking me, some of the things in lots of housing issues
a disciple of Jesus.
I remember later that example or miscommunication. Conflict not they have a problem with you. It's because it's a Malay man, this guy, conflict.
But it's not fair.
I'm like, should leave out that was but anyway, it's like that. So Libono was sidelining me, and then I received a call from you, but I can see what not to be the job. Now they get some Malay.
No, how I knew it from Renee herself. Said, I've got your boys here. My boys. But we've planned already. When we do this, they will all go. We're going to look for funds so that all the boys can go there. Because that was the school Elon Neki recommended anyway. So when now it happened, and then I even asked the team, but now I can see the names that you are sending me. It's missing one person. There's no ways. There's no way. But this person is the one that actually needs more qualification than the rest of these other ones. These other ones are not even going to last in this industry. That's when I called you and said, look, here are numbers and everything. Let's make sure, because necessary closing in. No, we are calling this person. They are going to admit you more. So these boys, they didn't know. They thought, alright, but Papa, that's how they happened.
Actually, I cannot know. They have to come and pick up cat.
Oh yes.
Mama kids, I'm I'm not training today. But it was tough time because my parents at the time, they couldn't have it. We had to scrap. You know, last pain, you know, hot malaga taking more at least they were taking it was but eventually we did the course, but we finished it. I didn't teach for 4 years after qualification because I never had confidence to stand in front. Remember, we had the record at that time. It was more whites and you have to speak English most of the time. Now I'm a country boy. Class English, you know, when English, what are you saying? Stop it. It was so there was nothing around this English. So confidence is, you know. So, and then from that, and I got that confidence in teachable education.
Yeah.
So that confidence it developed in me.
But you already qualified then.
I qualified, you know.
And I can, as I still remember, you were also doing, but obviously, you came to me and you said, look, I need permission to work with Sean. And you welcome.
Yeah, okay.
And that's when you started doing sports aerobics.
Yes. Because remember I said Sean was selling in academy at the same time and only sports aerobics. And then he started to choreograph, you know, and then we went to championships. But I remember one time,
just give us a story there.
One day we go to a convention,
Yeah.
we're doing sports aerobics.
Yeah. And so that means I was a threat also to Sean.
When I was crucified. God is face all the way in Abia to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't understand what was his biggest threat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe never to use as the puppets. But the legacy that you gave us, like what feeling on, they couldn't understand. What about too much about material things on and so on? Because we tried the Z4, Apollo Z3, so people were staying in big houses, when we had Tembisa, and then people now they start, you know, compare, oh, that's why I don't know, today, they always look at you and say, I want to leave. And therefore, because you don't have anything, today we don't know what's happening. So that day, I remember vividly, I was crucified. Because at that time, we were going to the championship. No championship, but Dr. Nel, not Dr. Nel.
Daniel Clark.
Yes, Nelly Daniel Clark. Yes. Yeah, Daniel Clark that time, and hey, man, it was tough. But then from there,
I know.
You know, I can use them and I say, I'll use, there's a word, I don't know if I call it right, the gaffer.
Oh, yes.
You know, I was this gaffer. Well,
so you were this run around person.
Yes,
like American would say water boy.
Yes, I was a water boy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then Khanti Bokali Mamudin next time we
incognito, you're learning all this.
Yeah, next time
by just watching,
to say it's unto us all. No. No, this secretly I want to run an institution. Now, some point, but I'll go to a course. Keep going against the Bible, it's a course, keep you know, and then I buy pro like a lecture on TV, somatology department, you know, I cannot move my massage, like one lecture on. So he made things to be possible, man, for another a two-ball. And then he wanted me to sign that contract.
No matter one more.
Kaufela one of them never signed it.
Yeah.
It was me. I don't want to see you because we are Russia. I'm the only person who knows everything that's aligned within this business.
Yeah.
Today, IFPA, they were not accredited. Like I am, they were not even a SAQA, a banking, an ETA, CAT recognized. I took him through.
Yeah.
I took him through.
It was you.
Yeah, I took him through. You know, step by step, those situations were so on. You know, the support. Support them and that support can create level. Today we're not so only institution of this profession standing there. You know?
Just right there.
Yeah.
What do you think lacks with us, black professionals, in terms of making it to that level, if it is on a level? Support, I can hear support, but if you can elaborate more, in what terms? This support, where, how can we get it?
I want to support, okay, it isn't like it, because you're saying, I really open.
Yeah.
And then, Kimona, that runs to us.
Yeah.
Competing someone who you're not aware that you're competing with. You know? and then not able to applaud a good behavior. You know, you know, and then 99% were more of empty teams, in the sense that we make a lot of noise, but there's nothing that we're producing behind the scene. Today, no total today, or other South Africa as a whole. Because it's a fun, this thing in Busan. We want to make some marathon.
Marathon, yes.
It's only today, I have one who started that Chibeng? Who was sacrificing to make sure for all this nation we come today by everybody, so they are running around, they want questions and whatever.
Not to say that I'm diverting.
Yeah.
You know, I was asked so many questions about the marathon, and you know, interviewed also, and I'm feeling this marathon. Maybe people don't understand it. I mean, what is your thought on the word marathon itself? Because I mean, in terms of running, it's a competition.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, and the word marathon means you can do it longer. Again, because of you are doing certain kilometers which will take longer, which is it will involve mainly or most of it aerobic energy. It's not that the anaerobic is not there; it's still there, but because of you can prolong it, after an hour, 2 hours, hence Baraki marathon again. But now when it comes to us, I'm trying to understand why did they start the word marathon? Modi aerobics.
Honest, I don't know because there was initially because there was a mandate. The mandate was development.
Yes.
Because there are local clubs selling them and development for us to raise funds for this club to grow. So let's use this word marathon. And that word came there because re-equip your club.
Used for promotional use.
Yeah, for community club.
But does it make business?
No, the reason it was, remember, missionary, we wanted to infiltrate the fitness fraternity because of black people in this case were not exposed to it. The police are high blood. Whereas an option here walk or to move.
Yeah.
We never gave those options. As today, they're still falling for type 2 diabetes or whatever, but there's an option. If you get into the wellness industry, you understand, or you don't have to pay for it. You just do them.
So marathons, don't they cater for such things?
No, they were not catering anything. Internally, it actually a selfish act because of somebody benefits alone. This is my money, everything in Lamona, it started changing the form. You know, somebody
but can it really buy a car?
Yeah, well, in that time in Eragal Dombo, to Mazdana, Motuna Hona, like a cash, I say Marato, but not in a business sense, or we're in business. We are not in business. We are caretakers of the industry. Really caretaker, not in business.
Yeah.
Because why? Because that thing, or everyone that we worked back in the time, we were forming something that at least it becomes a generational legacy. But again, the relationship, what we're doing in Soweto can be done in Urumani, can be done in Botswana, maybe Molepole. You know, it's a thing that we're trying to link one another with information. But selfish act when it comes in, it just changes everything. You know, because 99.9, the reality was there were women, and there are women. That's the 99.9%. So everything has to change. Yeah. Because now, one lady go. Oh my God. So it changed its form. It was not the marathon. Now, which is developing the University. So now, from the SASU point of view, we went in some of us here, I went all these universities that developed. And from the development, who brings the connection? It was development. And then from that point of development, it ends there. After that, it was no longer development. Development just died. Because for me,
what caused it to die? Because maybe is it because then we didn't, maybe because as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking that did we maybe see, or okay, let's say you came from me when I was still doing the development sports and everything. So maybe you've gained certain skills or you also need to develop. But with our students after Corona, did they actually do something to develop further?
It's important question because how about development is giving someone with no expectation of gaining anything. Now, development LMD is those ones who wants to benefit from the people that they're claiming that they develop. And
I'm trying to understand because you are saying
development it was an open card.
Okay.
Because we want so many people to get into the industry, who want me say this, to understand, to help a lot of people.
Okay.
And
transformation,
but the more
people
we develop people. But now, the other one is the development. When you don't have this, it cannot be done.
Oh.
You see? Oh. And it cannot be done, you can't help anybody, whatever. Yeah. There's so many industry around it. We were coming closer, can master training program, we want to be closer to these kids, be a vessel of information to them, but they don't see you like that. Yeah, I'm not going to street, you're an old type person, you know, they do it their own way, but I never never do this question anyway. And we put around. You've been doing it. We're not putting that question anywhere, now for now we eat. You know, on rush out against it, you know, today some why people are rushing me. Anyway, no, we life. You know,
human behavior.
So, not losing pointers somewhere. It's just for now. Let's say marathon, the weight marathon leading. I can't do entertainment. Also, like it's a development. As long as I gain communities, I gain a lot of people. For me, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't work. It's only it should be a cooperative.
Yeah.
You know, it must grow. And you know, as in it's for the sake of getting marathon, marathon. You see the very same faces, you see this. I want an X. That's why
there's no more development.
I know development.
Okay, now see.
You know, the development.
Because you still see the same thing.
The same thing. Homata is 40,000 people running at the same time.
And you get different people all the time.
And then now you look at these young people who you can kick. Take me through. Kick your soul. Take me through to kick out step number 1, Reza. Step number 2, you can't tell us. So you are a person now who's showing off, but at the same time you can't build community with them more. Together.
There must be progression. Yeah.
So and then what is the brands? Okay, people run their own brands. Well, you sell something because of you develop something.
Yeah.
And then that's something you feel like you need to see only this and two. But at the same time, almost 24. Man, 24 is a brand as a book. Kids are how much did you pay to invest in what your product is all about? So the product is like so from that marathon, from the development thing, industry, why beat us in that case of what I've learned, kind of show. They spend time in their products.
Yeah.
They spend time to perfect their product. Even though they don't like one another, but for the sake of the business, they collaborate. And it's not, I can't blame it, it's because Corini computer class or class computer body. And then we was wrong because of Papa would play against it different. But I mama would teach up mama. Forgetting or in my chain. For that it's like little let's say 2 minutes on. Taking totally more except only from more. No, I'm not saying you are not told somehow a little or move a little on. We won't do things the same. But the understanding of the rule of the game, maybe, I can say the principle are the same. It's not going to be different because you do. No. It's just my application. I will do it differently. You know, I'll do it differently. But then what about application? By sort of application and say, no, these people are fighting.
The results are the same, but formulas are different.
Development is what is still breathe. We talk development all the time. So, and then at that time we're many, but how many of us did the development? I think I was the only one.
I think we got that right now. Fast forward, now let's get on. Now you've moved on, okay, development, I see, I know you've developed so many people. Different countries, I can count that. Different provinces. Yeah, people know you. To me, you are that respected professional leader, and you mean what you say. I've seen it, I've worked with you, but I think people would like to know, Trufelo, Piggy, all these AK names that you have, where to now? Where are you? What's your plan? Yeah.
Look, at the moment, I say thanks to COVID. Because I've been
some would be saying,
thanks to COVID. Yeah,
I know. This thing is killing us.
Yeah, it's killing us. Unfortunately for me, it gets a reset party, restart. Yeah. You know, because when we were lost, we were lost, a lot of us. You know, and then also lost in such a way already. Even what one used to do, you no longer believe in what you're doing. Because so already this thing of you want to maybe to a control freak, you want things your own way, you want things that don't go your own way, you start. You know, it was no longer more only before. Next time we're after we enjoy it, we're after money, we're after everything. But at the end of the day, we still have some are sitting with the better, some are asking for it. So way forward there again for more is to expose the work that we do. It's not all about jumping around. Because people they misunderstood, they think the work that is behind the scene of what we do is about jumping around. It's an option. Everybody now is looking like a medication. But if you get to the wellness industry, know your food. Today, we can't be blaming the kids. They're not buying food. It means the parent doesn't have knowledge. And if the parent can have knowledge, now he will better his kids because at the end of the day, he knows okay, most shall go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it becomes
meaning we need to look at the source.
You know, now the source. And again, reality is very critical and today more because you think of looking at shop on the high what shop right there's no food there. The island you're putting piece you know, but now you are exposed to people who must understand. The date said it was expiring for 10 years or 5 years. It's a system here. So my journey now is more on taking the group exercise maternity and then make the wellness kids now in the wellness coaching and back in more somebody need assistance somewhere. We need to be
so are you working with some social community groups or something like that?
At the moment I was, but I've stopped a little bit. And then the only reason why we stopped, for me, is the approach. You know, when we work with people, we need to see things, even though there's a slightly different matter, same thing that will help the same community. There are a lot of organizations, they are just literacy. But no, people are sponsoring them, it's for them to eat with their kids and family. They are not taking what was supposed to be done to the communities. A lot of the organizations anymore, they are not for them. Kids are not active, kids are not happening. Organization is taking kids, is putting kids out of the street, blah blah blah. Mara, look at the activities. So my work is to say, I know
that there's a few organizations where they'll be talking about all the social cohesion and this and that, and then they will be getting some of the money that needs to go towards that part.
It's not happening.
But when you look at it, things are still the same.
Yeah.
But this one individual is getting, his pockets are getting fatter and fatter, and it's more like nepotism. They are only looking families in Sabo.
That's why
the people what I'm looking about.
That's why the know people are covered. It's not only what is happening in the political space. Yeah. Maybe the mass balance govern different parties. Yeah. People will understand where we come. We want to help, but there's no extension anymore because of I can say this mama. Yeah. And if I don't know mama, it means it goes towards. You know, it's not happening. So going forward, the younger ones that are really wants to get into the fitness fraternity, my focus is there. They need to develop, create their own environment. Mind you, we went to one of the conventions, they were saying 5% of our counties are active, and then 95% they are not. So what does it tell us? Healthcare covered, people say health party means the market is there's opportunities for them. So we mustn't look at things in one way.
So it was an eye opener.
Yeah, I mean, for me, hey, fun. Yeah. I know yes, the bad side, a lot of the bad side, but for us,
I would also agree with you because even I mean, sitting where we're sitting at this point in time and trying to make sure that we make a significant change to the broader society where we are talking, and then they can then have an opportunity to listen to us talking about these things, because before you just say, things are the way they are, so what can we do? We'll just leave it to that. Obviously, COVID was an eye-opener to say we can't just keep quiet and leave things to go on the way they've been going. We need to take a step. And I thank you a lot, my brother, for you to come here. To have this conversation. Obviously we'll have more of this. Unfortunately we can't have the whole day talking about this, but we'll have other episodes where I invite my brother to come and join us. Last words though, if you sum all of this in just a few seconds, in less than 30 seconds, way forward, what do you think?
Charity is charity, business is business. Therefore, they are separate the two. Okay. If you do it for charity, do it for charity. For business purposes, do it for business, and then restore on that angle. Okay. Then Akawasha.
Thank you, my brother. Viewers, they don't remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. The name is right. Wellness with Lebao. This was my brother, Klaas Letsoalo. Thanks, my brother.